It's time to review Gambit. You get me, mon ami? Hey guys, me host Superstar. Thank you very much for tuning in. Look what I got. It's Gambit. This is Gambit from the X-Men, Uncanny X-Men line. This is one of these new retro card back figures that they've introduced. It's a recoloured version of the Gambit we've had last time with a new fancy head sculpt. They've finally sorted out their hair problem of the previous figure. They've given us the right coloured jacket, and he's in keeping with the colours from the television series. So as you can see, in the top corner they do have 4 characters listed, which I'm quite surprised to see. Look, they have Storm, which we've already had. Then you can see that we've got Gambit and Rogue, and then there's a Wolverine there as well. So I'm not sure if we're going to get a re-release of Wolverine at some point, because we've had all the others now re-released. We've had Storm in the black suit, then we've had these two. We've had plenty of Wolverines in the past on different versions of card backs, but not the yellow Wolverine, the Tiger Stripe Wolverine. So I'm interested to see what happens with that. Or maybe I'm just reading too much into it and it's just a logo, but who knows. But this is the Uncanny X-Men series, and it's got the battle staff, it's Gambit. What more do you want to know, guys? There's a lovely product shot on the back with that nice artist rendering there with a little write-up, which also states, Gambit has the ability to mentally charge objects with explosive kinetic energy. Remy LeBou relies on superior card-throwing abilities and lightning-fast reflexes to turn the tide of battle in favour of the X-Men. And I hope that when we do finally get to see X-Men in the MCU, by Marvel and everything, I hope that we do get a Gambit, because they didn't use Gambit in the original movies. They used him as a weird secondary character in the Wolverine movie, and it was awful. But guys, I'm gonna make everybody cry now. All the inbox collectors are about to cry out loud as I break into this bad boy. Oh, destroy! It was as if all at once 1,000 nerds cried out at once. Right, so we actually have a new version of the bow staff. We have another version of him throwing the cards, which is nice, the big rounded one. We do have another version of the single throwing flame card, which I always loved. Whoop, drop that. Let me pick that up. Single throwing playing card. And then of course we've got a spare hand, which is the throwing hand, which I like to use. Which is the one where he's got his fingers like that so he can throw the card. And then we've got Gambit himself. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Yoink! And let's take a look at Gambit. So we have got a better head sculpt this time. I do like this new head sculpt. It's super nice. That hair is totally different to the original. If I bring them both up close, look how much better that is. Look at what were they thinking with that head sculpt. So now we've got 2 different versions. We've got the lighter version, which is more in keeping with the cartoon, and then we've got the more darker toned version for the comic book. Here's the main question: are the different colour tones? It's not bad, but it is a different colour tone. This is more of a bluey black, and this is just like a jet black. So it depends how picky you want to be. For me, if I was making a display, yeah, I could edit that in post-production anyway. I would probably use it because it looks better. But I know a lot of people out there would be very picky that it's blue and black, so the head sculpts don't really swap on this one. But it's nice to have a different version of Gambit now. We've got 2 variants of Gambit. We've gone from having no Gambit to 2 Gambit in a very short space of time, so I'm happy with that. Finally, we've got a different colour cloak cape as well, because obviously we've had this same brown cape with Multiple Man and a couple of other figures over the years, so we've got another variant colour of the cape, which is nice. They've changed up the colour purple, and they've changed up the blue, made it more vibrant. So yeah, this version of Gambit is so much nicer. I do like it. And I think the lightness of the actual jacket helps the colours to pop more, if that makes sense. It feels better. It looks nicer. Articulation-wise, it's going to be the same as the other Gambit, but I will show you again real quick. So the head is on a ball joint, so we can look all the way up, as well as all the way down, left and right. His arms do lift up that top hinge, do rotate. There's also rotation at the bicep. There is single hinged elbows there that also rotate. Hands are on ball joints. You can crunch him forwards and backwards on that nice little crunch there in the abdomen, and he's also got a waist swivel. His legs do lift out pretty wide, as well as forwards and backwards. There is a top thigh cut there as well, and there is double hinged knees. Boot cut this time around, and the feet are on rocker and pivot. Did we get a boot cut on the last Gambit? I don't remember. Let me quickly look. Yes, we got a boot cut on the previous Gambit. So I think it is the previous Gambit, obviously just repainted. But I do like the new version of the figure. This is definitely the definitive Gambit. So let me do my favourite pose, which is pole round the back of head. And we're going to change. Can that... Is it that hand? Oh, it's the other hand. Okay. I'll have to change that up. We'll have to do the pose the other way around this time. Change that out. Put that hand in. There we go. So that's going to be the throwing hand. That's going to be the hand with the pole. So I'm going to put that up there. Get poly pole, slide poly arm into hand. Tilt hand. No. Oh, come on. Want to use the jacket a little bit there to help it. There we go. And then we get that card piece and put that between his fingers. Yeah. What's wrong, mon ami? You want to play with little old Gambit? So guys, without further ado, let's head on down to the desk cam now, where you guys get up close person look at this awesome new Gambit. I've also brought Rogue out of hiding. This is the old Rogue. I'm hoping to pick up the new card back Rogue, but I missed out. Sadly, luckily I do have the old one, so not much has changed except the face sculpt, I believe, on the new one. So I'm hoping we have got a better face sculpt this time around. Again, I hope I can pick one up real soon. I am still waiting, especially as Rogue is apparently going to be the main villain for the Captain Marvel 2 movie, which is very cool, obviously in keeping with Avengers Annual 11, I want to say. But yeah, that'll be very cool to see as well. And plus we'll do a side-by-side comparison of old Gambit and new Gambit and so much more. So let's head on down to the desk cam. Alright guys, here he is out of the packaging, looking awesome. So I love this little pose. I like being able to cock his head back slightly like that, and then have the pole coming out like that. Because he has, in the TV series, he always stood with his pole kind of behind the shoulder and stuff. So I like trying to replicate that. Ooh, phone's going off, I do apologise. And then I've got the card in between the fingers there as well. Love that. Loving this new version of that as well. I think it's slightly different this time around. That plastic seems a little bit more translucent this time. I like that. And his eyes look a lot better this time around. It may just be the figure I've got, but the eyes look a lot better. Loving these new colours as well. Very vibrant. They pop very nicely in comparison to the old one. And yeah, I just love Gambit all around. I mean, I am a fanboy for Gambit, so I'm not going to lie. Here is the old Gambit by comparison now, and I'm laughing because it's like night and day, isn't it? It's very different. I know it's a different style of Gambit, but still, the new version is so much nicer. I was never a fan of the swishy hair on the old Gambit. I spoke out about that in the first review. I also fanboyed over it because I thought it was awesome because it was a Gambit. It was the first Gambit I've had in a long time. But I always hated that hair. So I'm so glad they sorted that out for this secondary release. And I'm glad we got one that matches all the rest of the sort of 90s X-Men figures. So very happy about that as well. So as you can see, the colours are very different on this new Gambit, and they are more in keeping with the cartoon, which I love. Loving the new colour of the jacket and things. It definitely warrants the new figure because of that face sculpt alone, in my personal opinion. It's definitely an improvement, not a repack. But what are your thoughts, guys? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. And just for comedy giggles, let's bring in Rogue, who's just knocked him over. Yeah, we have Mr. and Mrs. together. That's a comic book reference. If you haven't read the latest comics, go check them out. But yeah. I can't wait to see Rogue on the big screen coming out, hopefully in Captain Marvel 2. That's going to be awesome. And I just hope that we can get the new card back Rogue real soon, and we'll bring back Gambit for that review as well. But guys, what are your thoughts on this Gambit? Let me know in the comments down below. And thank you very much for watching. Let's go back to the main cam though and finish off this video. But guys, what are your thoughts on this Gambit? Let me know in the comments down below. Is it a figure you're going to pick it up for your collection? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one and whether you're picking this Gambit up for your collection. I'm very excited for this Gambit. I think it's very cool. I really like him a lot. And I think he's very, very awesome. But yeah, I love hearing back from you guys. I respond to each and every single comment, or I do try to at least. It is getting harder now that we've got more and more followers. And speaking of followers, we are so close to smashing our goals, guys. I'm very excited. If you can help me hit the goal of 30k by the end of the year, that would be awesome. And we can do the awesome sponsored giveaway. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, I'm your host, Super Sorrel, and I'll see you in the next video. May the Force be with you.